Okay, I'm Ollie. I'm the Chief Technical Officer of Star Producer Academy. And in this short, about 15-20 minute training, I'm going to show you how to integrate ScheduleOnce, which is a call or an appointment booking service online, with ActiveCampaign, which is the CRM, customer relationship management slash email autoresponder, email management service that we use. What you need is an active subscription to all of these two services, ScheduleOnce and ActiveCampaign, and then something called Zapier. This is a third-party software that acts as a connector between ActiveCampaign and ScheduleOnce, since those two services do not communicate with each other without this third-party integration. We have just a basic plan for Zapier at the moment, and we are paying for the basic subscription to ScheduleOnce as well, and of course ActiveCampaign. So I'm going to walk you through this process, and for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to create a new booking. This is our booking page. This is an embedded ScheduleOnce form on our website. So you might do it here if you've embedded it on your own website, or you could do it on ScheduleOnce's own booking page, which is meetme.so/whatever you've set up. So I'm going to click on next, and I will choose this time here. Go to the next page, first and last name, email, company would be Star Producer Academy. And I'm going to give my phone number here. Don't call me if you don't need to, but this is my real phone number. And any note you want to add, this is a test note. Done. And if you're familiar with our funnel or you've seen our training, you know that the next step will be our Starstruck page with all our testimonials and all kinds of cool videos and stuff like that. But we're not going to go there now. Next thing we need is we need to go to Zapier and make a Zap. The trigger app will be ScheduleOnce, and we want this trigger to fire when there is a new scheduled booking. I'm going to click on Save and Continue. This is already an account that we've set up here, and I'm going to connect a new account so that you see how this works. We need to get the API key and ScheduleOnce login ID. Now, this is something that they don't offer by default. You actually need to pay ScheduleOnce a little bit extra to get the Zapier integration. I think it's maybe $10 a month or something like that. Might be wrong, but not much more than that. Your API key, we already bought this integration, so your API key is here. I'm going to blur this out in the final video, and I just need to copy and paste this API key into Zapier. So I have this window open here. I will need to copy and paste it here. API key, and this is the ScheduleOnce login ID, basically your login email that you use for ScheduleOnce. And then I would click on Yes, Continue, and I would get on. I would see my account here. So I want to test that, and hopefully it's successful for you as well. And I'm going to save and continue. It's going to fetch an existing booking. This is the most recent booking that you've made. So I made that test booking just a while ago, as you remember. So I'm going to fetch that information, and I will view that booking to make sure that everything is working okay. Yes, this is exactly the information that we gave, so I can click on Continue. And the action app is going to be ActiveCampaign. If you don't see it on this list, you can just choose it here. We want to create or update a contact, save and continue, and we might want to connect a new account. Well, this is the account that we're using, but if you need to connect a new account, you've never done this before, you will need to get your API URL and API key from ActiveCampaign. And those you can find here by going to your account settings, My Settings, and developer, and you will find your own unique URL and your API key here. Once again, I'm going to blur these out because I don't want you to see our secret information and make use of our data. So once I enter the information, I will be able to connect a new account. That will show up here. I want to test that connection. Success, and then I will save and continue. Now, the next thing I need to choose is the list where I want to have all these leads subscribed to. This is a list that I've already created here in ActiveCampaign. It is a list that it's called Star Discovery Call Bookings. And we've also created all these custom fields. Now, the information that you will see here in Zapier, except for the most basic information like first name, last name, full name, phone number, and stuff like that, all of this information will be dynamically fetched from ActiveCampaign. So you see that when I select the list, Star Discovery Call Bookings, it's going to find that information, and I see all of these different custom fields that we've defined for all the different lists. All of these. Now, we're not going to use most of these for the booking. Just a few that I'm going to show in a short while. If you've never set up custom fields before, you can do that by clicking on New Custom Field. Most of the time we use text input. You can also use text area for multiple lines. Like for instance, if you have here this field, you might remember that when we filled out our information, we had a chance to leave some additional comments, any note you want to add. And for this, we use a text area. So the ones that we've set up for the bookings are strategy session time, Eastern. This is New York time. This is strategy session time at the user's own time zone. So for instance, if they're based in Singapore, then obviously we could use this variable in the email that we send out as a reminder or confirmation or whatever. And the other fields that we've set out for this are notes from ScheduleOnce, and actually that's it, because all the other ones we already have here. First name, last name, all of that. This would be like the fields that you have for any list that you create. So we go back to Zapier, and what we want to map with email address in ActiveCampaign is what we get from ScheduleOnce. Customer email. So this is the data from ScheduleOnce, and we want to map that with email address in ActiveCampaign so that we have a way to match this person who filled out the booking form. We want to match that with the entry in our ActiveCampaign database. The next thing we are going to map is full name, and that is going to be customer name. Phone number is the one that they gave here, mobile phone, what I entered here into this field. Organization name is going to be here, customer company, Star Producer Academy. Now we want to add a tag here, and that is applied for a strategy session. And I want to add an asterisk here, because then I know that this tag is added by Zapier. Sometimes you might get some technical problems if you already have a tag with the same name created in ActiveCampaign. So make sure that you're using a name that doesn't exist when you're setting this up for the first time, and then this just makes it easier to remember that this is a tag that actually comes from Zapier and it's not something that you've created yourself in ActiveCampaign. There's a few more fields: strategy, session time, user's time zone, and this is something that we want to we are going to find that information right here: booking start time, customer's time zone. The next field we are interested in is strategy session time Eastern, so that is going to be booking start time, owner's time zone, because we're based in New York. And one more here you can see the test field that I created. There is one more here. It's notes from ScheduleOnce. It's basically whatever they enter here, any note you want to add. And that is let's see, I think I entered a test note. Yeah, here, customer note. This is a test note. So we know that now we've mapped this to the right place. It will be added to the right custom field in ActiveCampaign. So I'm going to click continue, and it's going to create a new contact. Now I want to delete myself from the database before that, just to make sure that when we test ActiveCampaign and we are going to create this new contact, everything is working okay. So I'm going to click on create and continue. And the test should be successful, and if everything is okay here in ActiveCampaign as well, I will be able to see myself. And this was just added by Zap here. So I can click finish. I'm going to name this Zap test Zap, and I will turn it on. And I can see it on my dashboard. Okay, so here we have the ScheduleOnce icon and the ActiveCampaign icon. There's the test Zap, which is turned on, but we don't need that because we already have the setup here, ScheduleOnce tag for ActiveCampaign. So I'm going to just delete that. But if you followed my instructions and you've set up everything correctly, you should now have a working integration between ScheduleOnce, whatever you enter here, and ActiveCampaign. And then you can make use of these fields that you've just created in the emails that you send out. For instance, here we have discovery call booked. I'm not going to go into details about these automations here in this video, but for instance, when they've booked a discovery call, you can see that we are referring to the time at the user's time zone right here. So hi first name. These are all dynamically created every time we send the email. Your start discovery call is booked for, and then the time. So that's how you create the integration, and that's also how you will be able to trigger these automations. For instance, here you see when this tag applied for a strategy session, which is something that the Zap here is creating, as we've defined here. When this is added to an entry customer here in an ActiveCampaign, then this automation will be started. Otherwise, there would be no way for ActiveCampaign to know if they've actually booked or not. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, you can go to startproduceracademy.com. You will find a lot of information about what we're doing, and if you just want some free advice, feel free to maybe post in our Facebook group, or first apply for permission to, it's a closed group, so you need to first actually join the group, and then we're going to approve that. And it's called The Art of High Impact Videos and High Ticket Sales, and you will find it on Facebook. You can ask any questions if something's not clear about what I just explained, or if you run into any problems, and we will do our best to help you. And if you want to learn more about how to do this, and if you even want us to kind of help out in setting this up, you can also consider joining our coaching program. You can go to startproducermastery.com, or if that's not available anymore, you can just go to startproduceracademy.com, and I'm sure that there's something there. Whenever you're watching this video, you will find something to get started. Signing off now, I'm Ollie. I'm the CTO of Star Producer Academy. Hope you had a good time with this video, and let us know if you have any problems implementing.